This video will outline the process of getting a site up and running on Director. To begin, choose Create Web Docs. I don't have a Create Web Docs, so I'm going to choose to create site. My Web Docs is already created. When you create a Web Docs, the name will already be populated. You will have to choose static or dynamic. Choose dynamic. This is used for modern web servers. Your username should automatically populate in the user's space. I'm going to enter my username manually. Make sure that you read and understand what you are agreeing to here. This website is public facing on the internet, and you must adhere to responsible behavior. Everyone can see this. When the site is created, directories will be made and a Docker image will be created for the site. Creating Docker images takes a little bit of time. Just be patient. At some point, the process will change from starting till running. This means that your server initial setup is complete. Once initial setup is complete, we need to change the configuration of your Director image so that we can run a web server on it. The first step will be to choose a new Docker image. If you get the message that an operation is already being performed, wait until the ongoing operations finish before continuing. When the operation is complete, you may see a momentary flash that the operation was completed, and the description will disappear in this space. Let's now customize our Docker image so that we can run a web server in this space. There are many different virtual environments to choose from, Docker environments. By default, Alpine is running on your Docker image, but Alpine does not include programs like Node.js or Python so that you can run a web server, a dynamic web server. For our course, choose Node.js with Alpine. You can read the full details by expanding. This is a Linux distribution that will be running in a contained space on the server. For now, don't include the run.sh file. We'll write this manually. Leave the packages space blank. Again, Director is going to update your Docker image. The operation has completed. At this point, we need to move into the online editor. You can see some of the other buttons that are around here that will help with configuration. Don't click Restart Process. I'm moving to the online editor. You can see a log of the system's processes by right-clicking in the editor below Files and choosing Show Log. we can see that director is unhappy with the absence of a run.sh. At this point, the absence of run.sh file is preventing us from getting a terminal. Let's create a run.sh file, and we're going to leave him blank. You can double click on him to open. This allowed us to have a terminal. This terminal is a standard Linux terminal where you can run standard Linux commands. You will see that you are the root user of the Linux environment set up by this Docker image. There's also Node installed on this Docker image. To exit Node, type .exit. Let's now cut and paste the contents of our previous run.sh, or the desired run.sh. This program, in a separate process, will execute Node on the file index.js. Index.js is presumed to live in the public folder. It's okay to save a run.sh program that looks like this. Make sure you include the directive to use sh. In your public folder, right-click and create a new file called index.js. We can now click on run.sh and set him to be executable. Notice that he turns green when he is executable. We are now set to restart our process. The process is listed as running in the main director screen. In the online editor, I'm going to press and hold Alt, and then hit Enter in the same way you might do Control-C or Control-S. When I press Alt-Enter, this will restart the server. I'm navigating to the main information page to get information. In order to get an Express server running, I need to have the proper dependencies. Dependencies are installed separately. Kind of like in Python, pip installs dependencies. In Node, we have a program called npm. Make sure you are at your site level folder. If you've changed directories accidentally, you can navigate back to this folder, making sure that you type the full path. The package that we are going to use is called Express. npm install Express will add the Express package to your Docker image. In index.js, we can paste the default template Express server code. This code imports the Express package, instantiates an Express object, names him app, assigns a default route to app, meaning when users land at the default page for the site, this anonymous function will be run. And then our app class object will be instructed to listen to incoming web requests. This configuration information should not be changed. When the server has started, this anonymous function will be run. This is the callback function that will be run. You will see a log message that the Express server has started. When your server has started and users land on your website, this anonymous function will be run, and you will see a user has landed at the page. To restart the server, we are going to press Alt-Enter. We can monitor the operation on the main page. Starting Docker images takes a moment. You have to be patient. Wait for the message that says the Express server has started. This might take a moment. Our site should be up and running. We can navigate to the site in a new tab and see the output. When users land at the page, the anonymous function is called. The user has landed at the page, and we see output. If I navigate to this page on my phone, and reload the page, every time I reload the page on my phone, our callback function is called again. If you wish to make changes to your index.js file or run.sh file, save them, but notice that the changes do not take effect immediately. In order to make changes take effect, you must press Alt-Enter to restart the server, monitor the operation, and wait for the logs to show that your server has restarted. This might take a moment. Thanks for watching.